Now, let's have a look at our first game. It is tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 7:30pm on Channel 504. It is the West Coast Eagles against the Tigers. Tigers haven't been great, but they've been 20 seconds away from being 2-1 instead of 1-2, but they still haven't been travelling all that well. The West Coast Eagles got back on the winners list last week. So, Lynchy, let's have a look at the team they're putting up.
Well, the West Coast Eagles, no changes after, as you said, that 33-point win over the Fremantle Dockers last week. This year, they're taking a mark from 25% of their forward 50 entries, which is really efficient. So that's ranked number 3 in the competition. They've also been able to kick from 29% of their goals from inside the 15-metre arc. So getting it deep over the back, and at times, especially at Subiaco, they do run the ball well and they get out the back and kick those goals, so that's very important. And Gaff has been in some really good defensive touch. His intercept work was last week was extremely good, a career high for himself. And talking about career highs, a man, Jack Darling, one of the more talented players in the competition, he had some great form over the last few weeks, and he's an extra foil for the likes of Kennedy up forward. He's kicked 2, 3 and 3 goals, but getting plenty of possessions. And if you look at his start to the season compared to what he had last year, now he missed the first, I think, 10 games last year with that stress fracture in the foot, never really got back up and going, played 15 games, but only kicked 26 goals. He's in career best form, only in 3 weeks, mind you, but for disposals, his defensive work is always very high, career best form for marks, average, score, assists, and his goals at this rate. So going extremely well.
And the good thing is he was good last week against Freo, but the previous weeks to that, it was others that had stood up, like Kennedy stood up this year. They've all had their moments, so wait for them all to gel together and kick 4 or 5 each. That'll be massive.
Don't put that down, guys, out in room control. I'd like you to talk here, John O, about, is that what it's called out there? Miles omitted.
Yeah, well, he's been down a little bit, I suppose, in the last couple of weeks. So, look, it is a bit of a shame.
It's a real surprise to me. I mean, he's been an insider for them with a boy's body in a real sense. Most consistent player almost, I reckon, during the previous year, 2015. I'm absolutely surprised they wouldn't encourage him to continue. That's a real knock.
Sorry, mate. Robbie's taken the mickey out of me. I almost went into a David Bowie song, didn't I? Major Tom to ground control or something. Control room. Sorry, guys. Sorry in there. Yeah, but Miles is the kind of kid you'd think would fight through a form slump and be capable of doing it in the middle.
Well, and there hasn't been great variation between his best and his worst. He's been a consistent winner and a carrier and a user. I'm surprised.
You look through their team there and you see just the bottom left-hand corner, the strength indicator there. It's at 84% for Richmond, so 100% would be your best 22 as rated by Champion Data. So you can see for Richmond at the moment, down to 84. So the players that they've got out of their best 22 at the moment, Griffiths, Conco, Marriage, Miles, who's been dropped to Lidio, Yaron and Grimes. It's a fair chunk of your team. Obviously,
Grimes would have played on Eddie Betts last week.
Yeah, exactly. And Yaron would provide a bit more run. Marriage is the one through the middle of the ground that they're missing at the moment. So, look, to get that back up, they've got to get some serious talent back into their lineup.
Did you ever mention Lidio then?
Did I mention him? Yes, I did. I mentioned him.
Okay, sorry.
I wouldn't miss him. He's their best player.
Yeah. I know. Sorry, I couldn't hear it.
But let's have a look at their turnovers as well. And I think that's the area of the game where they've really, I suppose, dropped away in the first 3 rounds. It's just basic errors, basic mistakes that are happening when players are out in space. So we're not talking about pressure from behind or anything like that to affect the kick. They're kicks that should be made every single time, and they're trying to pull the trigger on these kicks that are going straight to the opposition. Against Adelaide, you turned it over there and it was gone straight back over the top. And you can see there, points conceded last year from forward half intercepts, they were ranked number 1. So far at the start of the season, ranked 17, and they're playing against the side who scores the most from intercepts in West Coast this week, who are ranked number 1 with over 48 points. So it's a big challenge for the Tigers.
And they defend that ground brilliantly.
Oh, don't they? It's a massive ground. Good luck getting it from one end to the other.
They're just not playing with the composure, and we've seen it week in, week out, that they had in the past couple of years.
Why? Why do you reckon that is?
Well, great point you raise, Master. I sound like Robbo here. I've written an article about it tomorrow.
I'll wait and read it tomorrow.
Who are you going for?
Well, for West Coast, I have to.
You have to, really, don't you?
Yeah, West Coast.
Although Richmond had a great record interstate over the last couple of years, I can't see them getting over West Coast.
Well, they were probably in a worse hole when they went there last year to knock over the unbeaten Fremantle Dockers.
They did.
And they got the job done. I just got a real sneaky little feeling.
So
West Coast.